All right, so I'm gonna call this a get to know me video, just because I haven't done this in a while. So I'm just gonna talk about myself, kind of get the audience to know me. So first of all, okay, where should we start? So this is a big one. When I was much younger, I had a different face. Like I had a totally different face. I'm talking about what even up until like a certain age, I had a different face. Okay, so. I typically was I would not wash my face, and my face would get darker. So my face was a bit darker. My eyes were a bit chinky-ish. But that was kind of because I just couldn't open them properly. Because I don't know, I just it's a different day back then. So there was that, and then every now and then I'd wash my face real nice. Get in the shower, do all that stuff. And I come out, my skin on those days would look very white, but it looked Arab, but I would say just very good looking Arab. You know what I mean? Like Arab, good looking to the max, like just a super good looking. You know what I mean? Not to toot my own horn, right? And I always felt like that wasn't what I really looked like, and I was right about that. I always felt like that wasn't my face. I always felt like I had a face that wasn't mine, and not that it was anything new to me, but one day I kind of decided, and I wanted that, what I was thinking about, I was like, I want to look like my genuine self. I want to look like what I genuinely look like. I want to look like who I am. I want to be who I am. I want to think and feel like what I really am, and that was pretty much, I would say, literally around within days of that date that I talk about, end of December last year and everything. And it was really like my face, like over the last, I'd say 2 years, my face started to just mature. It just started to really get matured. And my face looked different. My hair actually got lighter, but that's a bit, that's a bit odd because, when I was a baby, there's a photo of me as a baby. I don't know where it is. I have no idea. I think it was Europe, but I'm not sure. It's somewhere along a seafront. And I'm in a stroller, and the sunlight is right on my head. And my hair is as blonde as you've seen it. Like when my hair goes, I call it Latin blonde or Latin amber. The real term is Latin amber, which is like almost on line with blonde, pretty much is. And there's a picture of me with blonde hair. My hair was that light, like when I was a baby, and somehow got darker. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is that now it's back to the way that it originally was. My hair that other day, even the light coming in, had my hair like blonde here. So my hair is very light colored. My face looks different. This is what my eyes really look like. Before it was like either they were like this, my eyes, right? Either they were like super big or they were like chinky, and now they're just in the middle. I could never make out who I was with my facial features till I saw the actual portrait and the painting of Vlad the Impaler in the 1400s. It looked exactly like me. The hair, the eyes. I didn't see anybody with my features. And when I saw him, I was like, holy shit. Thinking, and I'll tell you another thing. Finding my background was like, first I'm thinking, am I Romanian? No. Am I from Spain? No. Am I from Italy? No. Am I from Middle East? No. And I'm thinking about it, and I go, no. First and foremost, I gotta go with my natural folklore, my real vampire teeth, and the natural folklore of Transylvania, Romania. So I gotta be what I am first, and that's the type of specimen I am. You know what I mean? My being, that the type of person I am, and I really feel like I embody that vampire stuff. Yes, I know for like the last 100 years, there's been people who go crazy over vampire folklore and they want to be real vampires and things like that, and they play games to say they are. I'm not playing games. Those are my real teeth. I've always had those, and I show people all the time. I go, examine them. See if they've been shaped or if they're altered or anything. And everybody looks at them and goes, yeah, we know it's 100%. You got those 100% real vampire teeth. I've had them since I was a kid. They perfectly fit in too with my teeth. So, that being what it is, that's established. And once I established that, I was like, okay, number two, what's my country? Am I Romanian? And I still couldn't really, and I figured it out. I was like, dude, I'm Latin. And Latin people don't just live in one country. The Roman Empire was Latin, thousands of years ago. And they had a huge, they weren't just in one country in Europe. The Roman Empire was huge, it had a lot of European countries in there. Spain speaks Spanish. Spanish comes from Latin. Italian comes from Latin. The Romanian language comes from Latin. Romania, if you look at it, it's Roman with an I and A at the end. It's Roman land. It's Latin land. Romania is real Latin land, but people don't understand that. You know, you know, you don't, you know what I mean? You don't always see that in the main city. If you go to the capital city of any of these Latin countries, you will see all kinds of people, and most of the time you will not see Latin people, because Latin people don't even live in those areas. You know, it's like the UAE, United Arab Emirates. You go to Dubai and you barely see any Emiratis, like the actual traditional citizens. You don't see them. You see them in Abu Dhabi. You know, they're living in Abu Dhabi, but I thought Dubai was a happening place. Dubai was a ship, but you don't see these guys there. And it's the same way in European countries, even in Latin countries. You don't see the real people in the capital city. Yeah, there's always a few people doing business and doing something on business, on some kind of business in the capital city, but most of them do not live around, you know? And that's what I was saying last night, was that, you know, and as for me having Euro vibes, I don't have like a fixed Euro vibe, you know, like a fixed address. By the way, when I was charged with that bank robbery, they asked me where I lived. I told them I didn't have an address. So when they wrote my article in the news online newspaper, they wrote that of no fixed address. That's me, of no fixed address. You know, even in Euro vibes, I'm not saying, oh, I'm all about Madrid, I'm all about Athens, I'm all about Rome, you know, I'm all about here. I'm not about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not about that. For me, like I said, Euro vibes are like what is that border supposed to mean? Because they're all Latin countries. So why am I having one country or borders or borders to hold me away from my people when we're all the same people living in multiple countries? Why would I be held back by that? You know, and that's another thing. So another thing, and I always talk about it, I did actually rob a bank. It was in 2015 of spring. I robbed a bank just over 7 years ago. Okay, I actually robbed my neighborhood bank, by the way. So anybody who wants to talk shit about me and me growing up, I robbed your local bank, just to let you fucking know. Yeah, I mean, it was a federal charge and it was a federal crime at the same time. Okay, I got caught at another location with the money and all that stuff. Moving on, what can we move on to? Let's think about it. So that's all old stuff. What about now? Who am I now? Like I said, those Euro vibes, that's where I'm at now. And I love, because, you know, I've always felt restricted. Whenever I felt like I was under a different identity, like sometimes they put me under some kind of Asian identity, they put me under an Arab identity, and I never felt comfortable. You know, I never felt comfortable. I was always trying to gauge myself, and it was like I was fighting against myself. I was fighting for somebody who wasn't me. You know, because people couldn't really see what my face has matured into. They couldn't see my real face and my real light hair. You know what I mean? They didn't know about that, you know? And now everybody knows about that. Everybody sees it. That's who I am. And I feel so much comfortable and so much better being who I really am. It just speaks volumes, and it really makes me feel much better. So yeah, we're talking about all that. I feel like I did 7.5 years of dead time. I really feel like I was locked on Rikers Island, you know, non-stop. You know what I mean? Really, you know, and when it comes to Dubai vibes, same thing. When I had the Dubai vibe for the couple of years, it was like I was locked up in like, you know, it was like I was just locked up in a you know, in a place where they actually lock up really high. Should I say this? I don't know if I should say it or not. When I had the last 3 years of Dubai vibes, not only did I visit Dubai in those 3 years, but I felt like I was locked up in a place where they locked up Emiratis, where they locked up Saudis. You know what I mean? That's what I felt like. Like I was locked up in a place like Rikers Island, but a place for Saudis and Emiratis, not a place for anybody else. Like same 24-hour lockdown like Rikers, except I was in a place where they literally will lock up, you know, high profiles or even Saudis. You know, they don't talk about it, but they will lock up Saudis in those places. Oh, that's great for me to say. But in an actual jail setting, like an actual jail, you know, because what they feel like sometimes is that because they're very privileged, especially in their countries, they're all rich and stuff, they feel like if somebody's really, really bad, you know, like he's bad news, he's evil, lock him up in that place. And that's where these guys get locked up. They're high profile people, a lot of money, a lot of influence, a lot of everything, and they get locked up in those places. I was locked up in there. That's what I felt like when I had the Dubai vibe. Now I don't feel like I'm locked up anymore. I feel like I'm done my dead time. I'm out of there. I don't feel like Rikers Island even owns my contract anymore. I'm out of Rikers Island, and really, I gotta tell you, when it comes to now, it's all about Euro vibes. Everything is Euro, Latin and being Euro, I love my face, how it is, because it just, it speaks old Latin, and that's what I love, and I rarely see people like that. It's hard to see anyone like that here, or around here, it's very difficult to see, your classic old Latin people. You don't find them anywhere else but Europe, and that's why I got those Euro vibes. We're there, man, and we're there. Be aware. Be aware of us, man. We are real Latin people, man. We are the old Europe, where the Roman Empire used to be. You know what I mean? We are serious people, man, and stop playing with us. What else can I say about myself? I play a mean soccer game, man. I'm telling you, I'm not even joking when I say this. Dude, I know I said 6 months before. Give me 2 months of no play time and just practice time with any Premier League team or even top La Liga team, even Real Madrid or Barcelona. Put me with the team for just for practice, right? And then start playing me after 2 months. I can hang with the best of them, man. You know what I mean? But would I ever play in La Liga or Premier League metaphorically? No, because if I was playing in anywhere, it would be in the Italian league or possibly in the country that I'm from. So I would go play in the local league or the local whatever, even if the league is not good as a Premier League, I play in my hometown league. Because I'm not even looking for the big contract. I just want to be with my people. So I'm going to play in my hometown league if I have to. And why not every now and then get a little bit of exhibition, get a little bit of play against really high level pros and really, show how good I am, really. Listen, man, soccer is the #1 sport in the world, man. Don't you ever forget it, man. There's no doubt in it, I mean, I know that, for example, the Indian subcontinent has none of those countries has even ever qualified for a World Cup, and that's not against, that's just against their own Asian countries. Oriental countries have qualified, Middle Eastern countries have qualified. The Indian subcontinent has never even qualified, like in the Asian qualifier for the World Cup. Okay, so that lets you know where they're at. I mean, they play cricket. Who plays cricket anyways? And all the American sports, like MLB was just a playoff on cricket. Like all American sports, they call National Basketball Association, National Football League, Major League Baseball. And what those terms mean is that national, that it's all American. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, but there's other. No, this is that's it, man. These leagues are in America, and that's it, man. You got FIFA and World Cup and Premier Leagues all over the world, every country, man. Africa, Orient, everywhere. Maybe not the Indian subcontinent, obviously, or Philippines or whatever, but literally everywhere you have this shit. This is the top echelon. You know what I mean? Europe is the top of the world. Europe is a top echelon. There's no doubt in it. They had a colonization race among each other. They were competing amongst each other to see who could rule the most of the world, and they all took over all the world. So don't talk shit about Europe and Euro vibes and Latin people. I just want to let you know that. Is there anything else I want to say? No, I mean, it is what it is. You'll see me put on videos and talk about myself and talk about things and whatnot and talk about Euro vibes. And I talk about very interesting stuff on my channel. I don't always get views on the things that I say. And that's what I'm always like, why don't I get more views on the videos where I have actual speaking content? I have such fire content and I only get a few views per video, and when I post some other kind of video, I get a lot of views, but nobody gives me views on the videos where I'm actually talking and giving content. It wouldn't be so bad for you to watch at least 5 or 10 minutes of it or the whole thing. Give me a couple of likes. I never get likes on the videos where I'm actually speaking. Give me some likes where I'm speaking, man. Anyways, I'm done. That's the get to know me video. If you want to get to know me more, just watch more of the other videos that I have. All right, we're done. And see when the light hits, you see how the color changes, and we're done here.